the biggest threat facing Ghana's democracy is our fraudulent voter register. It contains millions of extra names. The register is bloated. It is estimated that upwards of 2 million of the registered voters are bogus.
So, before the 2016 elections in Ghana, there were a lot of agitation from the opposition for the compilation of a new voter register.
The evidence is therefore incontrovertible that Ghana's voters register has been compromised. It is not a document we can rely on for free, fair, and transparent elections in Ghana. The case for a new register is overwhelming.
On the NDC 4A, we can't rule out that fact. The Electoral Commission of Ghana was appointed by the sitting president, and the sitting president is a candidate in the election. They are working together. Now let my vote count alliance. Koronubia one best say, a Pobonibia one bebo, a baby Suntuma. 2016 election, and now the Danko Kufuadu, a baby.
I believe it's a critical task before us as NPP that we have to do something about this register. Whatever it is, I'm hoping very soon, when the dust settles, the leadership of the parties will outline a program for us as to how we're going to compel the changes that we think are necessary for a clean and credible election in the 2016.
The National Patriotic Party and some pressure groups organized demonstrations which were met with some brutalities from the Ghana police. The governing National Democratic Congress (NDC) and the Electoral Commissioner at the time, Madame Charlotte Osei, opposed the call for a new register. President Mahama believed in the independence of the Electoral Commission, void of political interference.
We have an independent Electoral Commission, and the Electoral Commissioners have security of office. Once they are elected, the president cannot remove them. I'm not supposed to interfere in the work of the Electoral Commission. And so really asking me this question, I don't know what to say. If the Electoral Commissioner was sitting here, you could ask her, what are you going to do about the electoral list? But I have no right to interfere in that electoral. Ghana has an Electoral Commissioner that is independent and does not, consult the president to do anything.
The NPP said the electoral register was bloated. Their fear was that the Electoral Commissioner wanted to rig the election for the incumbent NDC.
When it comes to Charlotte Osei rigging the elections, it's important that we focus on the process and not the person. I believe we should have a process that is so strong that regardless of how malevolent Charlotte Osei wants to be, she should not be able to rig the elections. And that's precisely the kind of process we have.
Ghana needs a new, credible voters register that must be compiled in time for the 2016 general election. The evidence we have so far gathered leaves us in no doubt that the biometric voters register compiled in 2012, which still forms the basis of the current electoral roll, is fundamentally flawed and unfit for purpose.
The EC did not give in to the demands of the NPP and went ahead to organize the elections, which the opposition NPP won. The same people who are accusing the Electoral Commissioner of being in bed with the NDC.
On the basis of the foregoing figures, and by the power vested in me as the chairperson of the Electoral Commission and the returning officer for the presidential election, it is my duty and my privilege to declare Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as the President-elect of the Republic of Ghana. Thank you. God bless our homeland Ghana and make our nation great.
Power changed hands, and soon the Electoral Commissioner who supervised the elections that brought the NPP into power was removed from office and replaced by Madame Jean Mensah.
Tells you, Madam, I don't know. We don't have administrative rights to our passwords. We've never had until we came in. And so the system, the biometric data and everything is controlled by external vendors. Nobody has been trained. Our discussions with them are to the effect that our staff are not trainable. And so everything is run by external vendors. Let me give you, these are foreigners. Let me give you and they control our system. They have unlimited access remotely and physically to our systems. Let me give you an example of even the referendum. We have what we call the verification devices, and we had to clean about 13,000 of them ahead of the referendum last year. And what we say we are cleaning, we just take wipes and then we wipe them, we test them to make sure that it's working, then we put them in the box. We paid $1.7 million for it. We called our IT director. We said to him, Mr. Nunu, we will give you $200,000. Take it with your team and do it. He said, Madam, we don't know how to do it. So you come in there and you go in there, our data center is just about this room. You enter the place, you are furious because you find empty boxes, the place is filthy, wires all over the place, and we are paying $4 million a year to maintain it since 2011. And you ask the IT director, what are we doing? And he says, Madam, I don't know, and nobody told me about it. And that is what the system that we have run to date. The commission has no clue. It does not control the data. Administrative rights are with the vendor. They have indicated that the commission never wanted the passwords. The staff are not trainable. What we are doing now is to build the core to bring on board new staff. We started recruiting. We realized that with the civil service, the funds that you pay, $4 million, you cannot get the quality you are looking for. So we are bringing them on board long term as consultants, but to help us build and train. So this is the system that we find ourselves in. We felt there was no point going full scale and having registration on polling station or electoral area basis, because it would mean that we have to procure additional kits.
The tables turned. The NPP is the party in power. The new electoral commissioner wants to compile a new voter register, and now the agitations is coming from the NDC.
So muka so munti asem na ombetwa so no maye new biometric register enye bibia esi omuti so se koba se ntawantawa ene ntokwa ebesi oman mu a e wo se omupie no muka se ye ne aye no.
At the end of the day, what has come to light is that none of the issues that were raised spoke against the data of the Electoral Commission. So as far as we are concerned, all the other things that the Electoral Commission want to do can be done without compiling a new data. Because we asked the Electoral Commission technical person whether the data is credible or not credible. And he could not tell us that the data is not credible, because the Electoral Commission has conducted elections with this data as late as December last year. And for that matter, we believe that all the other things that they want to do can be done without necessarily going back to touch the data through a new registration.
To Jean Mensah and the leadership of the Electoral Commission, they must appreciate their office as an independent one and not an extension of the Akufo-Addo-led government. The fact that President wants a certain outcome to dovetail into his political agenda is no reason at all why basic rules governing the elections must be cast aside. The NDC wishes to emphasize that the Jean Mensah-led commission is a looming disaster with the potential to reverse all our nation's democratic gains.
I am telling you that if the EC attempts to go ahead, they will not succeed. The system will crash, and there will be chaos and confusion.
Joshua Kamba is the national organizer for the NDC. Joshua, the petition has been sent to the seat of government. You are going to the Electoral Commission. You are carrying your mattress. What is this for?
This is to serve notice that we will be sleeping with Madam Jean Mensah.
Joshua, and if the Electoral Commission insists and goes ahead to do what they have to do, what are you going to do?
I'm saying that we shall make this country so lovely for Madam Jean Mensah and Akufo-Addo to rule.
Now, the NPP is defending the Electoral Commission. Is it not strange?
let me say to the former president two things. Firstly, the exclusive constitutional responsibility of the Electoral Commission for compiling an electoral register has not changed. It has done so on 3 occasions since the inauguration of the Fourth Republic. None of the registers compiled by the Electoral Commission in 1995, 2004, 2012, the last 2 in election years, on one occasion when the NPP was in office, the other when the NDC was in office, led to any disturbance or upheaval in the country, despite whatever reservations any of the political parties of the time had over any of these registers. The people of Ghana registered in peace and tranquility and voted accordingly. Secondly, the inconsistency is a matter for him and his conscience. But I want to assure him that there will be no strife. There will be no conflict after the December 7th general election. The good sense of the Ghanaian people, which has preserved the peace and stability of the Fourth Republic for the last 27 years, will continue to prevail, and they will not permit any poor, desperate loser to plunge this country into chaos. Ghana is bigger than the ambitions of any of us.
So in conclusion, the case for a new voter register is manifest, unconstitutional, legal, process, and if you like, on the basis of perpetuating our democracy. On those bases, we believe that the case for a new register is made. The Electoral Commission must be guided by the Supreme Court's interpretation that the mandate of the Electoral Commission to compile the voters' register implies a duty to compile a reasonably accurate and credible register. That's what the EC must avert its mind to. That duty which all of us defended under Article 45A, that the EC has that right to compile a voters' register. Whilst doing it, whilst we have established basis for it to be done, we ask that the EC averts its mind to the ruling that allows, that enables the Supreme Court to bring this to the fore, that the EC must take care to compile the register that can be deemed to be accurate and credible.
I wonder why that is, and I wonder why every opposition party accuses the Electoral Commission of being in bed with the party in power.